Coronation Street's Jodie accused of yet another cruel plot, but is she guilty? Jodie Ramsey faces fresh suspicion in Coronation Street after a special milestone card for baby Harper mysteriously disappears. David immediately blames Jodie, believing she is once again trying to create problems between him and Shona. With Jodie's history of manipulation and chaos, tensions inside the Platt family continue to rise, leaving everyone wondering if the household is close to breaking point. Coronation Street's Jodie Ramsey comes under suspicion once again this week as fresh accusations emerge over another heartless scheme, while her mission to take over her sister's life continues. Fans already know Jodie is more than capable of creating chaos to get what she wants. But is she truly responsible this time? Since arriving on the cobbles earlier this year, Jodie has been secretly manipulating the Platt family after feeling abandoned by her sister Shona. The situation worsened when Jodie attempted to seduce David in revenge for Shona ignoring the letters she sent during childhood. After being thrown out of the house, Jodie formed an unexpected friendship with Daniel Osborne. However, things quickly fell apart after Daniel discovered she had been targeting him online, forcing her to move back in with the Platts. In Sunday's episode, David and Shona prepare to celebrate an emotional milestone for their daughter Harper, who has remained in hospital since she was born. But their plans are disrupted when David suddenly realizes the special 5-month milestone card has gone missing. Already under pressure, Shona lashes out at David and blames him for losing the card. David, however, is convinced Jodie is behind the disappearance and immediately suspects her involvement. Could this be another attempt by Jodie to drive a wedge between the couple, or is the missing card simply an innocent misunderstanding? Jodie has caused so many problems lately that everyone naturally assumes the worst. A Corrie insider revealed, she has a history of stirring up drama for no reason, and viewers have already seen her secretly taking things before. David is becoming increasingly frustrated with Jodie and still feels uneasy about sharing a home with her again after she tricked him into getting into bed with her recently. The big question now is whether the tension inside the Platt household is about to explode completely. Coronation Street is set to air deeply emotional scenes next week as Nick Tilsley finally realizes the true extent of son Sam Blakeman's mental health crisis. The worrying storyline sees Sam pushed to breaking point as he suffers a psychotic episode connected to his ongoing conflict with grooming victim Will Driscoll. The dramatic scenes unfold when Sam suddenly locks himself inside the cafe after becoming overwhelmed by frightening hallucinations. In his distressed state, Sam believes he can see 2 different versions of Roy Cropper, leaving him terrified and confused. Outside the cafe, Nick desperately tries to calm his son and convince him to unlock the door, unaware until that moment just how serious Sam's condition has become. Actor Ben Price explained that the situation quickly escalates from emotional concern into something far more alarming. According to the star, Nick is completely shocked because he witnesses behavior from Sam that he has never seen before. Sam refuses to let his father near him and becomes increasingly aggressive while interacting with Roy. The sudden personality change leaves Nick deeply shaken as he starts to realize his son may be facing a severe mental health emergency rather than ordinary teenage struggles. Ben revealed that this is the exact moment Nick understands something is seriously wrong. Up until then, Nick had convinced himself Sam was simply dealing with stress, mood swings, or emotional pressure connected to growing up. However, seeing Sam frightened, defensive, and completely disconnected from reality forces him to confront the terrifying truth. As events spiral further out of control, Sam suddenly runs away and disappears, creating panic among those closest to him. Fortunately, Carla Connor eventually finds him and immediately recognizes signs that he may be suffering from psychosis because of her own past experiences with mental illness. Ben explained that Carla's involvement becomes hugely important for Nick. Although the pair have a complicated history together, Nick instantly takes Carla's concerns seriously because she understands exactly what psychosis looks like. The actor pointed out that Carla is normally tough, blunt, and emotionally guarded, so when she openly expresses concern, it has a powerful impact on Nick. Her reaction convinces him that Sam urgently needs professional medical support. Nick's mindset dramatically changes throughout the ordeal. What begins as a father assuming his son is experiencing normal teenage behavior quickly turns into the horrifying realization that Sam is seriously unwell and may require hospital treatment. Ben also admitted that Nick struggles emotionally with feelings of guilt and uncertainty. Part of him wonders whether he failed to notice the warning signs earlier or whether he somehow contributed to Sam's breakdown. At the same time, he feels isolated and unsure about how to help his son properly. The actor further explained, raising Sam has always been difficult for Nick because he constantly tries to strike a balance between protecting him and encouraging independence. Nick wants Sam to grow into a confident young man, but he now fears he may have overlooked deeper emotional problems. Ben also suggested that the complicated co-parenting situation involving Nick, Toya, and Leanne may have unintentionally added pressure to Sam's emotional state. Combined with the usual stress and confusion of adolescence, Nick initially believed Sam's behavior was simply part of growing up. However, the heartbreaking events ahead will force Nick to face a devastating reality. His son is in desperate need of help. Coronation Street is preparing to air emotional scenes this week as Summer Spellman delivers shocking news that leaves Todd Grimshaw completely devastated. The pair share a heartbreaking conversation as Summer finally opens up about the desperate situation she is facing. Earlier this month, Todd's adopted daughter was arrested and charged over the death of Theo Silverton. Her situation became even worse after she was refused bail when George Shuttleworth discovered inconsistencies in her story about where she had been on the night Theo died. At the same time, Tyrone Dobbs was hiding secrets of his own and failed to support Summer's version of events during police questioning. His silence played a major role in the police deciding to officially charge Summer with the crime. During recent episodes, DS Lisa Connor Swain informed Todd that investigators were now looking into another possible suspect. She confirmed that Theo's former wife, Danielle, had also been questioned by police as part of the ongoing murder investigation. When Todd later visited Summer in prison, he was left heartbroken after learning how hopeless she had become. Feeling trapped and believing she had no realistic chance of proving her innocence, Summer admitted she was considering pleading guilty to manslaughter in the hope of receiving a shorter sentence. In newly released scenes from Sunday's episode, viewers will see Summer lying in a hospital bed while restrained with handcuffs. Todd rushes to see her after hearing she has been taken to hospital, and he is horrified by the condition she is in. A police officer encourages Summer to finally tell Todd the truth about what happened. Summer then confesses that she deliberately switched off her insulin pump in order to make herself seriously ill so she could temporarily escape prison. Todd is left stunned by the revelation and desperately questions why she would put herself in danger. Fighting back emotion, Summer admits she is struggling mentally and emotionally behind bars and no longer feels able to cope with prison life. Todd pleads with her not to lose hope and encourages her to stay strong despite everything she is facing. However, Summer tearfully admits that she does not think she can continue with the court process any longer. Desperate to stop her from giving up, Todd reminds her that she still has very few options available and urges her to keep fighting for her freedom. The emotional exchange leaves Todd deeply shaken as he realizes just how badly prison has affected Summer's mental and physical health. Speaking about the upsetting storyline, a Coronation Street insider described the scenes as truly heartbreaking. According to the source, Todd is devastated after discovering Summer intentionally endangered her own life simply to get out of jail, even if only temporarily.